Your brain is running ancient hardware in a world that never stops sending notifications. Human beings, they evolved to survive danger, find food, build relationships, solve immediate problems, and rest when the threat was gone, and repeat. We did not evolve to absorb hundreds of headlines before breakfast, answer messages all day, compare our lives to thousands of strangers, switch tasks every few minutes, and carry work, entertainment, social pressure, and financial stress and world's events in our pocket 24 hours a day. Yeah, that's exactly what modern life has asked your brain to do. And then we act surprised when people feel exhausted, distracted, anxious, numb, irritable, and unable to focus. And the issue is not that your brain is weak. The issue is that the environment changed faster than your brain did. And your nervous system still treats many modern pressures as if they were urgent survival information. A harsh email, a negative comment, a breaking news alert, a missed call, an overdue bill, or a boss asking to talk can trigger the same stress machinery that once helped humans react to real physical danger. And that response is useful when you need to escape a threat. And it's much less useful when the threat is a glowing rectangle that keeps producing new problems every 5 seconds. And one of the biggest mismatches is constant stimulation. Your brain uses attention as a limited resource. It cannot fully process everything at once, even though modern technology makes it feel like you should be able to. Every notification, tab, video, messages, and conversation, it competes for that attention. And when you repeatedly jump between tasks, your brain pays a switching cost. And you may feel productive because you are busy, but your concentration becomes fragmented. And this is why you can spend an entire day responding to things and still wonder what you actually accomplished. And the brain also needs periods of low stimulation to organize information, reflect, and form memories and recover from that sustained attention. But many people eliminate those quiet moments. Standing in line, eating, driving, and going to bed often becomes excuses to consume something. We have trained ourselves to fill every empty second, and then we wonder why silence feels so uncomfortable. Another problem is the reward system. Your brain responds strongly to novelties and unpredictable rewards because those mechanisms once helped humans notice useful changes in the environment. Modern apps are incredibly good at exploiting that system, and every refresh might reveal a funny video, a message, a shocking story, a compliment, an argument, or absolutely nothing. That uncertainty keeps you checking, and the result is not necessarily pressure. Often it becomes compulsion. You reach for the phone without deciding to. And this is not because you suddenly develop terrible self control. You're using systems designed to capture a brain that is naturally attracted to novelty. And social comparison creates another mismatch. Humans have always compared themselves to others, but historically, that comparison happened inside relatively small communities. And today, you can compare yourself to athletes, millionaires, models, entrepreneurs, parents, travelers, celebrities, and perfectly edited strangers before you even get out of bed. And your brain does not automatically account for the fact that you are seeing highlights from thousands of different people. It simply registers repeated evidence that other people appear richer, happier, and more attractive, more successful, more organized, and more exciting. And that can distort what normal looks like. And suddenly, an ordinary life can feel like failure even when nothing is actually wrong with it. Modern life also removes any natural boundaries. Work used to happen more clearly in a place and during certain hours for many people. Now, email, messaging apps, remote systems, and smartphones can keep work psychologically present everywhere. And you can be sitting on the couch at night while part of your brain is still at the office. Recovery requires more than physical stopping at a task. Your mind has to believe the task is over for now. If you're checking work messages during dinner and mentally planning tomorrow while trying to sleep, your brain never receives a clear signal that the demand has ended. So sleep suffers too. The brain has a biological clock that responds to consistent patterns of light, activity, meals, and rest. And modern schedules can be chaotic. And people drink caffeine late because they are tired, then struggle to sleep because they consume caffeine. They need more caffeine because they slept poorly. Sleep deprivation makes attention, emotional regulation, memory, decision making, and impulse control worse, which makes the next day feel harder, which can increase stress and create another bad night. The cycle feeds itself, and there's also the problem of chronic low level stress. Human stress systems are excellent for that short burst. The problem comes when the alarm never completely turns off. The financial pressure, the traffic, the family responsibilities, the news, the work demands, the health worries, the social conflict, and that constant digital interruption can stack on top of each other. And this is why someone can say nothing terrible happened today while still feeling completely drained. And your brain is not only responding to giant emergencies, it's also processing hundreds of small demands. So what to do what do you do when the world is unlike to become slower? I mean, is it ever going to be slower? You build boundaries that imitate the conditions your brain handles better. Reduce the unnecessary notifications and create periods where the phone is physically away from you. Do one demanding task at a time when possible and start treating every message as an emergency. Just stop it. Give your brain boring moments again. Walk without consuming content. Eat a meal without a screen and let yourself wait in line without grabbing the phone. Protect your sleep with a consistent schedule when life allows it. Create a cutoff point for work. Move your body regularly because physical activity helps regulate that stress and gives the nervous system an outlet for energy that would otherwise remain trapped as tension. None of this requires abandoning technology or moving into a cabin in the woods. The goal is not to recreate prehistoric life. The goal is to understand the biological equipment you are working with. Your brain is incredibly adaptable, but adaptability is not unlimited. Just because you can tolerate constant stimulation does not mean constant stimulation is harmless. And just because you can answer messages at midnight does not mean your nervous system benefits from being available at midnight. And just because you can consume endless information does not mean your mind can meaningfully process it. Modern life keeps telling you the faster is better, more information is better, more connection is better, and more productivity is better, and more access is better. And your brain keeps quietly asking for something different: focus, recovery, movement, sleep, meaningful connection, and predictability, and that occasional silence. Maybe the reason so many people feel overwhelmed is not because they are, failing to adapt. Maybe they are adapting exactly as well as a human brain can adapt to an environment that keeps demanding more than it was ever designed to handle. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, I don't know if you know much about the YouTube partnership program, but it is doubling now. And in February, it's going to make it impossible for me to even succeed here on YouTube. If you would, please subscribe. I'd highly appreciate it. We're working on getting to 1,000 subs, and we need you to help us out. Thank you, and have a good day. Sorry about my cold today. But I'm here every day trying my best. Bye-bye.